A single idea can be used to write entirely different melodies. For this episode, this is my task. The assignment is to choose one of the motifs from the first episode and to develop it into 2 different phrases. I didn't know which one to choose, therefore I decided to pick one randomly. And the result of randomness was to use the third motif. Just as a refresher, this is the motif. Actually, in the first episode, I had already developed one phrase on this motif, and this is what it sounded like. This time, I wanted to change the mood entirely. I wrote 2 new phrases. Here's the first one. As you can see, in the first half of the phrase I mostly kept the original motivic material by making only small changes. For the second half of the phrase I tried to keep the coherence by using the same repeated staccato note pattern. I have to admit that I'm not really excited about this result, because it sounds a lot like an exercise, but I think that given the context it does what it's supposed to do. On the other hand, the second phrase is much more interesting. Let's take a look. First, I reduced the tempo by turning every note into eighths, so it went from this to this. Then I changed the key from major to minor, and this way I obtained the motif variation I will use for the entire phrase. This variation of the motif is then repeated at a higher pitch. And finally, the phrase ends with an inversion of the motif. And here's the entire phrase. Since I really like this melody, I decided to orchestrate it. I first wrote a counter melody, a new bass line, and I experimented a little bit with the string section. Here's what happened. So what do you think about this version? And do you find it connected to any specific mood? Let me know in the comments below. Overall, I am quite happy with the result. It was a fun exercise and it helped me appreciate how deeply you can change the character of a motif by using only simple variations. It was also an unexpected opportunity to experiment with orchestration. In this case, I tried to mimic John Williams' style, so hopefully you can hear some similarity, especially with Hedwig's theme. That's it for this episode. As usual, thanks for watching and see you in the next one.